genocide
for
supporter.
some people then never pay back their debt, but that's also, you know.
So inflation has fallen this month to 3% from 3.4% where it was previously. The budget measures that I took in November will come into effect in the next couple of months, and that will see £150 off of people's energy bills, prescription charges frozen for the second year in a row, and rail fares frozen. So that will take more money off of people's bills, and that will see further reductions in inflation. The Bank of England and the Office of Budget Responsibility are expecting inflation to return to the 2% target within the next few months. There are more people in work than there were this time a year ago, but I do recognise that there are challenges, particularly around young people leaving school, college and university. The COVID generation of young people who did miss out on so much during those years. And as a government, we are determined to do everything we can to support them. For example, through more apprenticeship places, more college places, and more support to help young people find work. But at the same time, we value the fact that wages over the last year and a half have risen at a faster rate than prices, and that is something that didn't happen under the previous Conservative government, which is what contributed to the terrible cost of living challenges that people face. So we want to get that balance right. People deserve a fair day's pay for a hard day's work, but we also need to do more to ensure that young people have those opportunities. But our plan to bring down inflation, to bring down the cost of borrowing, that is working. We'll see more evidence of that in the months ahead when those budget measures that I took in my budget last year come through. Inflation moving back towards target, 6 cuts so far in interest rates, creating the conditions for investment and growth in our economy. We already have incentives to hire young people with the apprenticeship rate of the minimum wage, but also for no national insurance contributions for the youngest workers. But we do recognise there are challenges, and that is why we're extending the number of further education college places, extending the number of apprenticeship places to help young people get the skills and the experience that they need to move into work. So I'm proud to be the Chancellor who has found the money for the biggest uplift in defence spending since the end of the Cold War. This year alone, £5 billion more on defence spending than was planned under the previous Conservative government. We found that money by cutting the amount that we were putting towards overseas development assistance. That was the right choice within the challenges that we face globally at the moment. We're taking defence spending as a share of GDP to 2.6% by April next year, and of course we will continue to increase that. I set out in the spending review last year how we would get to 2.6%, and of course more money will be allocated in future spending reviews.
So you're not blocking any increase in defence spending?
Well, I'm really proud that I was the Chancellor who found the money to have the biggest uplift in defence spending since the Second World War. But it's also about how we spend that money, working in greater partnership with our allies to get better value for money, also to support British defence businesses, both win orders in the UK, but also win orders overseas. And that's how we've created new jobs in Scotland and in the Northwest, producing the frigates and the Typhoons, not just to be used by our military, but also the military of our allies around the world. Look, the former Prince has got a lot of questions to answer on a whole range of issues, and I think he owes it to the victims of Epstein and his associates to come forward and give much more information about what he knew around the treatment of young women and girls.
Chancellor, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Hi Carolyn, you alright?
Hello, hi, I'm Rachel. Hello, hi Carolyn.
You okay?
Yeah, I'm very good. So we're gonna put this stuff through. Yeah. Yeah. Otherwise, Forrest Hill. Yeah. What did he? Right, okay, yeah. So you started 5 years after. Does anyone here start? Is there anyone that's been here longer than you? Yes, there is. Right.
Bills are going too high. You'll experience it, so will your customers. So hopefully we're now on so decent amount of money.
Genocide supporter.
For some people, then never pay back their debt, but that's also, you know.
Here we have Chris, he's one of our fibre traders, he's our expert in fibre and all things glass.
Hello, hiya, I'm Rachel. Hello,
Hi,
nice to meet you. You're going to show me something.
Well, I'd like you to assist me if you will.
Are you struggling? Do you need a bit of help? Oh, okay.
I can't do this task. So, to customers' houses or businesses. So what I'd like you to attempt to do is to get that fibre in this blue track here. Between, oh no.
Luckily the cameras won't be able to tell because it's so small.
So close, so you want the end, see this one here, you want it to mirror here.
Yeah.
You can see the inner core.
Yeah.
That is where our light goes through our network, taking the data to our customers.
Right, okay.
Yeah?
So that would be how that they, can get...
In this training room is we train engineers to put this equipment through to give the customers the data.
And is it the apprentices that you train up?
Yeah, apprentices and
You've got-
change right the way through to the customer's connection, and at the end of the week we test that network that they've built, if they've made any.
One of these be?
That would either be at the pole outside or potentially under the ground outside the customer's premises. If there was a problem with the network, we put the red light on, and if you can see here, this one is broken.
Oh, right.
And the engineer would go back and be potentially put back in the game.
Right.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Thank you
you
very
go.
much for explaining all to me.
You're welcome.
Right.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you very much.
Nice to meet you.
All right, nice to meet you as well.
We could just chuck it in a bag and it would work. But if we had a problem or the customer moves premises, we'd want to come back, find that fibre, change its position. So this literally is just somewhere where they sit. This is where it comes in, into the Hydra, into our network and out into the world.
Very good.
Okay, so that now is somewhat legacy, and if I can...
Nice to meet you.
Isaac. Isaac.
I'm Nelly, lovely to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
And Alison.
Well, you're sort of like an apprentice, aren't you? You're a new job.
Yeah, I'm just quite old, don't I? But I'll
Meeting a lot of like-minded people, the ability to speak to customers as well.
And are you all doing the same apprenticeship programme?
No.
Oh,
Apart
no.
from Sam.
So what are you two doing?
Well, you're all CMDA as well.
Yeah. What's
and then-
CMDA? And so at the end of it, will you have a degree?
Yeah, so you get a degree in business management, I believe,
Right.
and we also get a chartership by the Charter Management Institute. So
Right.
it's really nice. It's really nice.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
And did you all do
Like on different projects. So I work on a social value delivery project. So because I'm able to move around a lot, it allows me that flexibility, and it also allows me to figure out what I want to do.
Yeah.
So they do 3 to 4 rotations in their
Yeah.
3 years, so they get a variety.
And I just decided it wasn't for me. I didn't really want to go down that route. So then I decided to look into this apprenticeship, and I thought it was perfect because I didn't have to decide what I wanted to do straight away.
My sixth form recently, and I did a talk there.
Where did you grow up?
Croydon, so Riddlesdown Collegiate I went to. And when I spoke to the careers leader at the sixth form, she said that they've got UCAS deadlines. Do they chase them out the UCAS deadlines?
Yeah.
And I asked her what happened, because at the end of the day, some people don't want to go down that traditional university route. I know I've got friends personally that refuse to go down that university route, but are completely out of a job.
It's not that different, I don't think, from when I went, which was very recently. So you don't laugh. And you get your offers and you take your first and your second choices. Whereas, like with your applications, you put in 100 and they're all different presumably, whereas you do one personal statement for your university application, and then there's also clearing in August.
Check I've done that right. Lovely.
Right. Okay. Right, you definitely have to squeeze in. Right, can you all see yourself? Okay, you're going to move. Yes, go. Yeah, that's better. I think we're pretty much.